Hello, everyone, and welcome to Out of the Box's Tech Tuesday. Today's webinar on what's new in QuickBooks Online. We're so happy that you're here today for our webinar presented by Out of the Box in partnership with Intuit. Today's presenter is Leah Hartman, Principal Professional Services Consultant at Intuit. Leah specializes in QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Online Accountant, and QuickBooks Online Payroll. Leah has spoken at a number of Out of the Boxes webinars, and she's always a favorite. Her expertise is unrivaled, so we encourage you to engage her with any questions you might have. As for me, my name is Jeanette Schwartz-Rattan. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Out of the Box Technology, and I'll be your moderator for the day. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started. This session is being recorded, so don't give yourself carpal tunnel or anything trying to take all of the notes. The recording will be shared as a resource after the webinar where you can revisit, any key points and information you'd like to review, share it with your colleagues, and really so that we can dive in together in real time. There will be time for questions toward the end. So as we go through the presentation, though, if you're hoping to dig a little deeper into something that Leah covers or need some clarification, you can feel free to use the Q&A chat box to chat those questions to us, and we can address those as we move through the presentation. A little bit about Out of the Box Technology, if you haven't joined us before, or maybe it's been a while. Here at Out of the Box, our mission is to empower entrepreneurs with the QuickBooks-based financial tools, services, and insights they need to thrive. Out of the Box is the premier choice for QuickBooks accounting services, boasting over 30 years of experience and a track record of exceeding the expectations of more than 50,000 satisfied clients. Our comprehensive accounting solutions save you time and money while providing you with the financial accuracy, security, and insights necessary to grow your business. As an elite QuickBooks solution provider, we are able to offer you exclusive discounts and pricing, so please be sure to connect with us before purchasing your QuickBooks solutions. With that, I believe I've covered all of our housekeeping items, so I am going to hand it over to Leah.
Thanks so much. I appreciate you letting me crash your guys' party. I hope everyone's doing well today. Please forgive my sniffles. I am just now getting over a cold. I guess it's that time of the year. But as Jeanette said, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to throw them in the chat. I will be checking those periodically as well. Just a quick PSA about who I am. Today is my 12-year anniversary here at the company. So I've been with Intuit for a super long time. Started off in tech support, kind of worked my way through accountant support before moving into sales about 7 years ago. So a lot of working knowledge around our cloud ecosystem. So hopefully I can answer all your guys' questions today and show you some of the cool stuff that we have. Currently residing in my hometown, Tucson, Arizona. I do work from home, which I am very grateful for. I know that's kind of a controversial hot topic, but it's great. Love being here and doing all this good stuff for you guys. So a little bit about myself. And I'm going to jump right into all the good stuff here. So if you've heard me speak before, I like to chunk out my updates by sections. So the first thing I'm going to talk a little bit about is QuickBooks Online as a whole. So this usually will encompass all of the versions of QuickBooks Online. It will not be specific to any one necessarily. When we get to the advanced section, that will just be specific to QuickBooks Online Advanced. And I'll make sure to call them all out, as well as like the payroll stuff, as well as if we had any payments and things like that. So first things first, we do have a new invoicing and estimate feature set, or UI, user interface, as you guys may or may not have seen, excuse me. And so I want to talk a little bit about it because we announced that we were launching it 100% to all QuickBooks Online subscribers. And then we kind of had to pull back a little bit because of some of the feedback that we've gotten. So this is the time to ask the questions that you might have around it. If you've seen it, worked with it, maybe not a huge fan, I totally respect that. So what did we do? We enhanced the tech platform for faster feature delivery. Our invoice process in QuickBooks Online has literally been the same since its inception. And so it was time for a fresh set of eyes and some new technology. So you have an option for PayPal and Venmo. If you have QuickBooks payments, you can add that onto your invoice with this new feature set. We also have AI-based faster data entry. There's more stuff to come soon, but you can now preview what the payer is going to see while you're creating the invoice. It's no longer a, let me create my custom template and let me go preview that. You can actually see it while you're creating it. So email, PDF, what does the payer see? Very simplified, very holistic design. Remember, we're all on the cloud, so it's got to look clean and sleek in order for it to work. And so it's mobile ready, web ready across all of our applications. So QuickBooks Mobile, QuickBooks Money, QBO itself, right? And so because of this, it's much faster. The load times are a lot better because of that. So if you guys got this email, I know I did. If you got this email, then you're probably going like, what happened? And so beginning October 16th, we announced that we were going to start rolling out this new experience for all of Simple Start customers in the United States here without the availability to switch back to the old layout. So yes, as we all know, the old layout that you may or may not have seen will be going away permanently. We kind of dial that back a little bit. I believe if you're still giving the option to toggle between the old and the new, but we will eventually be rolling out 100% of the new layout with no option to go backwards. I think this is because of the fact that not all functionality that was in the old version is available in the new one. And so we're trying to work out all of those little kinks and stuff like that. So good news. We're not 100% there just yet, but we will be working on pushing forward. So higher SKUs, as we call them, QuickBooks Online subscriptions, December of 23rd to May of 2024. And then, of course, talking globally, that will follow later. Hopefully, none of that applies to you guys from a global perspective. So the ability to switch back and forth should be still available for you guys. What is the difference? So before I jump in and try to show you guys, because I'm pretty sure I have an option, a specific file to show you. I'll have to double check when we get there. But features that we're currently building, so recording cash invoice deposit. I know that that's a big one for some folks. Progress invoicing, we could do a lot better in that regard. Multi-currency, the ability to add subtotals. I know that is a big one, especially if you're coming from a QuickBooks desktop environment, not being able to like subtotal every little thing that you need. Being able to access signatures on a mobile device, that would be super cool. Just have them sign it right then and there. And then transactions journal. Features that are not currently supported, classic sales tax support, the print later, send later option, shipping fields, per transaction email, billing, shipping address, duplicate transaction numbers, after tax invoice discounts, copy invoice line items. Lots of one-offs, funky things. This is why we still have the option to toggle back and forth. So it's not 100% the exact same as the old layout, but we are continuing to work and make it perfect for you guys. Also, as a fun fact, we do 100% appreciate your guys' feedback as the users of our product. In case you did not know, inside of our QuickBooks Online product, if you go to the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner, the feedback option lives under profile. So you guys can see here, so I've jumped into the product here really quickly. We do value your feedback. If you guys have anything that you would love to see, right? Constructive criticism, please let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what's not working. How can we enhance and make things better? We love to know what your guys' thoughts are, especially when we have new stuff that comes out. I am absolutely aware of some of the pain points we have in the past when it comes to updates and how we've handled them. So hopefully we can do better for you guys next time. So just to make sure, and don't worry guys, I will be giving, Jeanette does have access to this PowerPoint, so you guys will have access to this after the fact. So don't worry, you'll get these links. I put them in here on purpose. But we also have resources that I wanted to make sure you guys had in case you needed to come back and say, oh, wait a second, what is this going to look like? All that good stuff. We do send out proactive emails about the rollout plan. So please keep a lookout for those when they come through. We have an FAQs as well as YouTube videos if you guys are interested in kind of seeing a little bit of what it looks like in action, and then some help articles. There is a prototype. That link, I checked it yesterday, it still works. So if you're interested in test driving it out for the new experience, check out the prototype that I have on this particular slide once you guys get access to them. Pretty cool. I'm going to jump in here really quick I should have the new experience in this guy, but let's just double check. Sometimes when I go to demo, things just don't work the way they're supposed to. So let's see what happens. Nope, that's the old layout. Update. There we go. Let's update this bad boy. So this is the old layout. As you guys can see, I went ahead and I clicked the little update layout in the upper right-hand corner. And once my internet starts to work, you get the new invoice layout. So it gives you some information about what's going on. If you'd like to take a tour, please be obliged. Otherwise, I'm just going to exit out of that bad boy. But you can kind of see as we scroll through the invoice itself, it kind of gives you the layout of what it's going to look like before you actually send it. You've got some tabs up here at the top. You've got your email view, your PDF view, and as well as your payer view. From a customization perspective, you can click on the little tiles or the drop downs here on the right hand drawer that pops out. If you need to add stuff, if you need to remove stuff, let's say you don't care about terms, or if you want to add SKU, if you want to manage your custom fields, you can certainly do that, as well as payment options. Remember, if you are using QuickBooks Payments, you do have an option to suggest if a customer wants to pay with Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal. Makes it really easy for folks to pay your invoices a little faster, but that is only available if you accept QB payment credit cards through your QuickBooks Online subscription. Payment details, more options. How do you want it to look? These are the design options that we have. So again, making the customizations right on the fly as you're creating the invoice makes it super easy, as well as if you want to set up a reoccurring invoice, automate it a little bit better. Maybe you have subscriptions, so it's not just a one and done invoice. You would like to create a reoccurring, you could do it right here from the spot. So I think it's a great start as far as making it better for folks as they go through the setup process and creating invoices. It will be a change for those that are used to the old one. So just keep that in mind. My best suggestion, practice, practice, practice. It's the only way that I get better. And so that's what I recommend if you're trying to get used to this new layout. You'll have the option to review and send. You'll have the option to print and download, and print your packing slip, share the link, or if you just want to save and close or save and new, you can do that as well. So those have not changed. If you're in the new layout, like to switch back to the old one, you can go to the old layout option in the upper right-hand corner. We'll go ahead and switch that layout. It will let you know, hey, just so you know, PayPal, Venmo stuff is not available in the old layout. And if they want to know why you're switching back, give them that feedback. Otherwise, you can exit out of there. So it's a pretty big update. We've been talking about this for a really long time, but we've just started recently executing it. So just wanted to make sure y'all were aware of what was going on, where we're headed in that direction. And yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions on it, please, please, please don't hesitate to ask. Awesome. Moving right along, we have a desktop application. I don't know if you guys know about this. I'm going to tell you something here. You'll notice that there's a caveat up here at the top where it says this app is available for only certain people. I'm here to tell you that's not true. The links actually work for everybody. So everybody gets the downloads if they'd like. If you're interested in trying out our desktop application, it is available for Windows and for Mac. I'll give you guys the links in the chat here in just a second. But essentially, if you're loving QuickBooks Online and you're looking for more of a desktop feel, maybe you have more than one QuickBooks Online company that you would like to work with. Maybe you're kind of like, oh, the timeout of QBO on the web browser is just super annoying to me. I step away from my computer and then it just signs me out. All that kind of stuff, right? If you want to stay signed in, get to work on faster, maybe you want to flip through tabs and windows just like you would in QuickBooks Desktop instead of creating multiple tabs or Chrome profiles, things like that. The desktop app might be a solution for you. So I already have it opened and logged into one of my companies, but essentially Windows, download it. It's free. It does not cost you anything. Let me see if I can get out of this. Oh, good. Okay, escape still works. Phew. So we have our QuickBooks Online. This is an advanced subscription, by the way, QBO Advanced. So the highest version of QBO. You'll see this across all of the demos that I'm doing today. But this is what the desktop app looks like. If you're interested in more of a desktop view, you can toggle between the two. You can turn it on or off. This will give you more of that desktop feel with this option over on the left-hand side. You've got your lists, company, customers. You've got your little plus sign up here, allows for you to open multiple windows, all that good stuff. This keeps you signed in for about six months, I think is what the product manager told me. So good news, if you step away from your computer and you come back, it will not log you out. So if you have a bunch of tabs open and you had all kinds of things that you're looking at and you don't want to have to re-sign in, this would be a great option for you. If you have more than one QuickBooks Online company, you can toggle between them in this product as well. So let's say you have 2 QuickBooks Online subscriptions. You'll be able to toggle between the two by using the drop down here, and you can have interchanging tabs between the 2 companies. It will identify them. You'll get to see those at the top here, but you will be able to toggle between those without having to open other browsers or windows and all that good stuff. So you can open multiple companies in this as well. So multiple reports, tabs, windows, as well as multiple companies in here, more of that desktop feel, all that good stuff. So that's the desktop application. While I'm pulling up the links here, I see a question, but I'll get to that in just a second here. So the first link, and Jeanette, everyone has access to the chat, right?
I may have turned it off.
Oh, okay.
I'll
put them in the slides then. How about that?
You know what? Webinar chat is open, so
Perfect.
you can go ahead and pop it in there.
Awesome. Sorry about that.
No
So
worries.
the first link that I've given you guys is for Windows. The second one is for Mac. So Windows, Mac. So think of it that way. If you're interested in downloading it, it is free for anybody that uses QuickBooks Online. Okay. You said that QuickBooks Desktop is an option. I heard that desktop is going away and QBO will be the only option. Is that not true? Great question, Alana. QuickBooks Desktop is not going away. That is not into its current stance. Desktop is still around. We are just no longer creating brand new QuickBooks Desktop subscriptions like it's a subscription-based product now. So if you buy it, you pay for it once a year and then you get all the updates. A lot of the marketing and the investments are being put into QuickBooks Online, but desktop is not going away. That is the current stance of where Intuit sits right now. So more to come, obviously, but that is not true. It still lives. Can you have more than 2 companies open at a time? Yes, Marianne, you sure can. If you have more than one company listed under your login, you'll see the drop down where it says Dunder Mifflin here in the upper right hand corner. You'll have a drop down. You'll be able to toggle between your companies. How do you enable the desktop option? So if you're talking in regards to getting this download, I've sent you the link through the chat. And so if you have the link, you can download it onto your computer from there. The desktop view, if you're referring to the view itself within the product, it's right here in the upper left. I just simply switch desktop view and I can toggle back and forth between those two. I've been using QBO app on my Mac and it logs me out after an hour. Oh, I unfortunately don't have a Mac, Christine. I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't know if that is a hard setting. It shouldn't be. That was definitely one of the benefits we talked about. So definitely a question to investigate with our support team for sure. Toggling between companies option, is that only in QBO Advanced? No, Corey. So this would also involve Simple Start, Essentials Plus, or Advanced companies. So you'll have the ability to access any version of QuickBooks Online in here, depending, no matter what the version is. Chat does look to be disabled. Toggling between companies, is that only? Okay, perfect. Hopefully I answered those questions for you guys. Thank you so much. I love it. I'm glad you guys are honing in and listening. So if the chat's not working, we'll make sure to get you guys those links. I promise. We'll make sure that you guys get those. But Intuit stance on that has been like, hey, only certain people can use the desktop app, but I'm telling you, anybody can use it. Everybody can download it. There's no restrictions. So I'm just going to tell everybody, use it, please. It's awesome.
Just FYI, I chatted out those links in the Q&A in response to, let's see, whose question was that? Oh, it was an anonymous attendee, but I chatted out both links to both the Windows and the Mac download. So those are for you, and I'll also share them in our follow-up email.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
No problem.
All right, let's move on. Let's just talk really quickly about QuickBooks Commerce. It's not necessarily a new thing that's come out. It's definitely something, though, if you've been around for a hot minute, it's definitely something that's kind of evolved over time. And so I want to be very clear about what it is that QB Commerce offers, what it does. Is it an add-on? Is it not an add-on? What the heck is it? So as of today, okay, I'm not going to go into the whole timeline of what it used to be and then what generation 2, 3 looked like. I'm just going to talk about what it looks like today and what it offers. So we have QuickBooks Commerce. It is available in all versions of QBO. It is not an add-on. It is included in that monthly cost. So what did we do? It is basically going to look like currently a single connection hub to the most popular e-commerce platforms. Currently, it is Shopify, Amazon, and eBay. Okay, more to come. More functionality to come, promise. This is just the beginning. Our solution will import sales, refunds, and fee data from the channel and links to the payout so it makes it easy for customers such as you, to understand their income and expenses from these channels more easily. And this allows customers to easily bring in the data at an aggregate level and match against their bank deposits. So think of this as bank feeds on steroids with Shopify, Amazon, and eBay. That is where it currently sits. And so what can you do? You can send e-commerce data to QuickBooks. So those 3 platforms, you can connect to QBO and marketplaces, those marketplaces, I should say, with a fast and easy setup. We automatically separate revenue from taxes and fees across the sales channels, and you can seamlessly map to the right accounts. And you'll be able to see trends at a glance. So you'll be able to stay on top of your cash flow. You'll be able to run accurate reports and get the insights into the revenue. So if you are using either of those, any of those 3, connecting directly to QuickBooks Online would allow for you not to have to use a connector app or anything like that. You can just connect it directly to, excuse me, so sorry. It's the darn congestion. It allows you to directly connect to QuickBooks Online. Now, the caveat I want to just mention really quick is, depending on the version of QBO you have, so Simple Start, Essentials, Plus, Advanced, those are the 4 options that we have. Depending on the level will depend on how many you can connect. Simple Start, I think, only offers 1, whereas Advanced is unlimited. Now, I understand we only have 3 right now, but there is more to come as we continue to work with more and more e-commerce companies and stuff like that. So it's now included in all your QBO subscriptions and will be available to everybody now. It has been out for a hot minute. It is not anything necessarily new. And so that's just where we sit. So if you guys are interested in checking it out, right, or if you have already, that's awesome. But this is just where we're currently sitting as what it can do. So top 3 graphs will show you revenue by the channel, orders by the channel, and top selling products by channel if you make this connection to QuickBooks Online. The page that you're seeing here as an example provides a central hub to manage your sales channel connections and shortcuts to view all transactions, common reports like your P&L by channel. Again, think of this as like your bank feeds on steroids. It is pretty much what it is. I'm trying to skip past the little video there. It's so tiny you can't see it. You have the opportunity to view payouts as well. Oh, did I skip one? Hang on one second. Let me go back once. Yes, I did. No, I did not. You have an option to view payouts as well. So once the payouts are imported, you can break down, we break down the payout to show you individual sales refunds. They're then brought back into the books as aggregate sales receipts. So you'll be able to see all of the finite information regarding your sales channel. So once you get the bank feed, if you connect your bank feed as well, then the bank feed will have a matching deposit to the deposit that was sent from the channel. So you'll be able to see those matches. There won't be duplications and all that good stuff that you might be worried, or if it incurs and things like that. So really super cool. If you've been with QuickBooks Online for a while, you know we start small when it comes to brand new features or updates, and then we work our way big. So more to come on this. Essentially, right now, it's just a bank feed, essentially, with those three companies. More to come as we continue to update that. Joaquin, does a QB Online allow for more than one currency? Yes, it certainly does. Essentials, Plus, and Advanced offer multi-currency options. You do have to turn it on in the settings. Please be advised, once you turn it on, you cannot turn it off, just as a heads up. What is the future of QB Enterprise? Dale, great question. Similar boat with QuickBooks Desktop. We kind of bucket Pro, Premier, Enterprise all in one. They're still here. They're not going away. So obviously, once those announcements, or if those announcements ever come, we'll let you guys know, but not going away right now. Will QB Commerce handle multi-state sales tax? In the sense of, like, if you have multiple states and it wants to prompt you or alert you to add a new state, I don't think so. That's great feedback, though, that you could absolutely provide to us, but not at this time. I believe you would have to have it set up already in order for that to work. Balance sheet budgeting. So this is also new. So this is available for any version of QBO that supports budgeting, which is Plus and Advanced. So both versions of QBO Plus and Advanced are two higher versions, offer budgeting, and you can now do balance sheet budgeting. So what can I do here? You can create a balance sheet budget for assets, liabilities, and equity accounts right in QBO, which makes it super duper awesome. You'll have a status bar that also helps you to ensure that your budget entries are balanced. And then just like a quick caveat, in Advanced, with the advanced user roles that you can create, you can have a custom role to assign more granular access to create these budgets for an employee. So let's say you only want someone to create budgets, you have granular access in Advanced to be able to do so. Just to show you guys really quickly what this looks like, I'm going to exit out of this invoice here really quick. I'm going to go to my gear icon in the upper right-hand corner, and we're going to go to budgeting. Fun fact, if you are using QuickBooks Online Advanced, there are also some more beefier budget options in Spreadsheet Sync. If you have it and have not checked it out, I highly suggest it. But we don't plan on talking about Spreadsheet Sync today unless we have time at the end and anyone has any questions. So budgets. Another thing too that we've also done, not necessarily recently within the last 3 months, probably within the last year, you can now import budgets. So if you have an Excel spreadsheet that you want to import, please feel free to do so. That is available. I've created a balance sheet budget here, so we can go to view/edit, but you can also create your own budget. It'll walk you through the setup process, profit and loss versus balance sheets. That's what's new. And then you have the option to choose one format. Budget format would be consolidated budget or subdivided budget. Available setup options, create a budget from scratch. Really just depends on how you want to create it, if you want to create it in a spreadsheet or not. And then you would go ahead and click next. Oh, shoot, I picked the wrong one. That's my fault. Let me exit out of this really quick, because the whole point of showing you guys was the balance sheet. There we go. So for your period, you can select your fiscal year or your calendar year, depending on what your settings are. And then for the default view in the balance sheet one, yearly, quarterly, or monthly. And then you would click next. My apologies, guys. This is what you'll see here. We've got some details here at the top. If you're interested in checking those out while you're creating your budget, totally fine. Otherwise, you can hide those details. And you can refer to the reference data, balances as of today, last month, last quarter, last year, depending on how you're going to create that budget. And then you'll be able to move forward from here and then save. Autosave has been enabled, so you'll be able to enter in information and then it's good to go moving forward. But make sure you save it for the first time down here at the bottom, because it's the first iteration. But yeah, so that's your budget. You'll be able to create those balance sheet budgets directly through QBO as well. Makes it super easy. When doing recurring invoices and you put them on a reminder, there used to be a tab called Getting Things Done that is no longer available. Are there any plans to bring that back? Yeah, so we consolidated our homepage, and so reminders should show up on your homepage now instead of the Getting Things Done. If you do find that as like not finding reminders at all, then that would absolutely be a question I recommend heading to support to get that answered. It should be there for sure. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So those are just the generic updates that I have for QBO in general. The next thing I want to talk about specific is QuickBooks Online Advanced. So if you are any QuickBooks Online Advanced users, this is for you. We have some estimates versus actuals reporting that we have added within the last 3 to 6 months. Revenue recognition, we have a run history on your workflows that I'll show you guys really quick as well. And then last but not least is the fixed assets that we have added into advanced as well, which I will walk you guys through. So first things first is our estimates versus actuals reporting. So what did we do? We launched a new project estimate form and an estimate versus actuals report. So this report will allow users to automatically gauge project performance and profitability relative to the planned estimate, eliminating the need for export, third-party app, all that good stuff. The new markup functionality on estimates allow the user to calculate customer rates based on known markup percentages. So you will now be able to track the actual cost incurred as well as the income generated at the project level relative to the estimate. I have linked an article for you guys to learn more for future reference after you're done with today's webinar. But essentially, walking you guys through the screenshot process here, the first thing that you're going to need to do is create an estimate. So the only way for you all to get the estimates versus actuals is you have to create the estimate first and tie the invoice to it, right? Convert. Now, there are screenshots moving forward that will walk you through how to do this, but rather than do that, I'm actually going to go to the product and show you. So, as we all know, you can create estimates from practically anywhere. So the way that the screenshots were showing you to do it was by going to the project center, opening up the physical project itself. Oh no, I don't have a project in here. What do we want to call this? We'll just call this project 1 because that's not generic. Jane Doe is our customer. Let's say start date was the beginning of this month and we're going to end it tomorrow. Save. Okay. So project number 1. So the screenshots showed us going to the project, add to project, create a project estimate. Please keep in mind that you can create estimates from other places. The plus sign in the upper left-hand corner is going to be your best friend. You can create estimates from there. Just a heads up. So there's more than one way to do stuff in here, I guess you could say. The project estimate, just to kind of go with the flow here. You create your project estimate, you'll want to keep note of the status. This is important. Bear with me here, but this is important when we're going to convert all that good stuff. So this is what's new essentially. And yes, QuickBooks Online Plus does support project tracking, but Plus does not have estimates versus actuals functionality. So if you have QuickBooks Online Plus and you're interested in estimates versus actual, you have to upgrade. You have to upgrade or use a third party. And I apologize if I did not make that clear before, but let's just say we're going to do some hours here. We're going to call it a total of $200, right? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to save this bad boy. This is fake, so it's all fake information. If it's in the wrong account, please forgive me. But once the estimate has been approved by the customer, then you can go ahead and create an invoice. You can do it by going to the Create Invoice button here. You can go to the plus sign in the upper left-hand corner and click Create Invoice. When you go to that customer, you'll see the project that you can tie, right? All that good stuff. So again, more than one way to do this. Create Invoice. Once you've done that, you convert it to an invoice and we save it, when I mentioned the status of the estimate, this is where it comes into play. So your linked estimate will show on your invoice. You can always click on the estimate to go back. It has to be in one of two statuses in order for it to work properly from a reporting perspective. It has to either be closed or accepted. Those are the only two options that the estimates versus actual reporting will work. So please keep that in mind. If it's rejected or pending, I have seen it not work. So closed, accepted. Those are the two options that you'll need to make sure. If you didn't accept it, it just automatically goes to closed state. As you saw from my steps, just create the invoice, just closes it. Just as a heads up, I'm just letting y'all know that's the experience I've seen, and it happens. But once you've created your estimate and then converted it to an invoice, then when you go to your project reports, you'll be able to see the actual estimates versus actuals here. Now, I don't have anything on these, right? So you don't see any numbers, but you guys get the idea. You'll be able to create it from there. So that's what we started working on in the project tracking level of QuickBooks Online Advanced. So you'll be able to do that. You'll also, if I'm not mistaken, hang on one second here. Let me go to my slides here. So you'll see the reporting options that are available that I've just shown you guys. This is a better example in this screenshot because there's actually data in it. So we've got the estimated costs and we've got the actual costs. You'll be able to see the differences from a dollar percentage perspective, all that good stuff. So it makes it really nice. The next thing I want to talk a little bit about is revenue recognition. So RevRec is something that we've probably had for a little while now, but it is something that is, again, only available in advanced. It automatically will recognize revenue when it's earned, not when payment is received or the sale happens. So ability to set up RevRec, revenue recognition on service items, support for straight line recognition with a maximum duration of 5 years, revenue recognition report with forward-looking data. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a service item, and then we're going to set up the liability account and the interval and the service duration of your revenue recognition. I don't think I have a company that has data in here, but just to show you guys practice, if you go to the sales tab or the sales option in the left-hand navigation bar and go to, products and services, this is where you create your products and services items. So if you add an item, come on, you could do it. Oh, okay, I guess it'll just let me do it. Product or service information, you're going to fill everything out. The one thing that you're going to see down below is going to be at the bottom where you're going to get that little check box of this is recognized revenue, which is the revenue recognition here, recognized revenue from this product, and it'll pull this information up that's brand new, right? Liability account, what's your service interval, what's your service duration? From there, when you go to your invoice, you're going to see this little option under the product or service of view revenue recognition. So you'll be able to see it by clicking on it. You'll get your product and service to pop. You'll be able to see the recognition dates, liability accounts, amount recognized, all that good stuff. One thing I do want to mention is a lot of folks have asked me from an interval perspective. It is currently months. There is no way to change that. No, I promise. There is no way to change that. That's just how it currently works to this day. Of course, feedback we find very important. Let us know how else we can make this better, but start small, work our way up to making it a better tool moving forward. So that's revenue recognition. I think that's the last slide I have on that. Oh, your report, duh. How could I forget? You do have the opportunity to run a revenue recognition report. If you guys are not aware, there's several ways that you can do it. You can go to the report section in the left-hand navigation bar. You can also use your search bar. Just a heads up. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but where is my search? Oh, it's in my face. Revenue recognition, if you wanted to look for a specific report, you could absolutely do that. I don't have it like turned on or created anything in there yet, so it's not showing. You can also go to your report section in the left-hand navigation bar and search through reports. You also have the custom report builder in advanced if you're interested in just creating a custom report from there. Your favorites, and then the pre-generated ones. Spreadsheet sync also, that does not apply necessarily to this, but I'm just saying that's also there. So utilizing those tools to try to, be more efficient and all that good stuff. So you'll see here that you can customize your report view, you can group stuff, you can view recognized versus unrecognized data if you're interested in seeing like what's showing up and what's not, what's deferred, what's unrecognized. And then of course, I always recommend once you make customizations to a pre-generated report, I always recommend saving it as a custom report to review at a later time. So don't hesitate to use that save option in the upper right-hand corner. And that way you can go to the custom report section and view it again without having to make all the changes. The other thing too that I just noticed is there's also a graphical view. If you're interested in looking at it from a graph perspective, you can toggle between those two. So that's revenue recognition that we have there. I believe this is second to last for QuickBooks Online Advanced, but workflows. If you guys are using workflows, you'll have an opportunity to now get an audit trail of the run history on the workflow itself. So for this particular example, I am going to switch to a different QuickBooks Online company, hence the different color up here at the top. But if you go to your workflow, where's my workflow? Workflows, left-hand navigation bar, there's the run history option. If you're interested in looking at the record report, we can click on report here. It'll walk me, oh, no, that's not it. What the heck? They always do this to me. What is it? View? Yeah, okay, view, my bad. If you click on the view button, don't click on report, it just takes you to reports. If you go to the view tab, workflow details, it'll give you a duration, when did it start, when did it end, and if it was completed or not. And it actually gives you the record details of what happened. Super duper important for those that are trying to verify, like, hey, I have reoccurring stuff that's happening. Did it actually go through? So you have an opportunity to view those now. That is new within the last 3 months. So just as a heads up for you guys, if you weren't aware that it was there. And if you're not using it and it sounds cool, highly recommend it. Workflows is a super awesome tool. We're starting to build out multi-condition bill approval, invoice approval processes directly into the product, at the cost of what Advanced it currently is on a monthly basis today. You can also set up things like automatically sending, payment reminders, or automatically sending unpaid invoices, overdue invoices, lots of really cool stuff that y'all can create. You can even create your own custom workflows. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend it. There's a lot of really cool things that we're working on in here, and this list has gotten big in a good way, So super cool stuff. Last, but certainly not the least, we now have an option for creating fixed assets in QuickBooks Online. This is probably one of the newest features that we have available currently. I think we just announced it in November or December. So fixed assets has been a big request for a lot of folks within the online community of like, hey, we need a way to do fixed asset inside our product. Good news, it is there. It is only available in the advanced option, just as a FYI. I've linked a YouTube video here for you if you guys kind of want to see it in action. But essentially, it will live under advanced accounting here in the left-hand navigation bar called fixed assets. Don't have anything in here just yet, but you do have an opportunity to add multiple assets as well as single assets. So just to kind of show you guys what it looks like, we'll discard that for now. You'll have an opportunity to create in bulk or individual, but it asks for purchase price, salvage value if you have that, purchase date, depreciation start date, the method, useful life, accumulated depreciation amount, asset account, expense account, depreciation account. So it does give you an opportunity to do that. And based on the interval, your fixed assets will be able to depreciate accordingly. And you'll be able to access the report once you actually have started creating them and all that good stuff. Again, when it comes to brand new features that we've built into our products, we will always have a give feedback option directly on that page if it's brand new. So if you have, I want to give feedback on fixed assets, I've been using it and could be better, the feedback button will be directly there for you guys to utilize. Please do so. And of course, the how-to video is also here as well if you're interested in seeing some more on how that works. Super cool. Excited to start playing around and using that. It's new and I haven't gotten around to that yet, but the video does explain a lot and show you guys. And it never hurts, in my opinion, to go test it, see what happens. You can always delete it. All right. A few things I want to discuss really quick in payroll, and I believe that is almost at the end of my slides. I think just a couple slides here. I wanted to talk about if you're using QuickBooks Online Payroll, we have a couple new updates that I want to talk about. The first thing is tax mapping. So if you are using QBO Payroll and you are utilizing the account mappings, just as a FYI, there's a new option in employer tax expense as well as tax liability accounts. So breaks down individual agency groups into their individual tax items. This gives you a more detailed view of your client's tax liabilities and expenses. So the new version shows on the right-hand side now, you'll be able to actually individualize a little bit more, you could say, rather than what it was before. And this is the second screen that you guys see here. So where do you track employers' taxes that you've paid? You have an opportunity to select employer taxes are posted to different expense accounts for different tax items. We've built it out to where it's not just chunking it out to federal unemployment SUI. It does give you an opportunity to break it down a little bit more if you like. So just to kind of tie a bow around that, for those that do use our payroll service, I'm talking about the account mappings. If you go to the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner and go to payroll settings under your company. Again, this is only for those that have a payroll subscription selected for QBO payroll. So that would be core, premium, or elite payroll. This company has an elite payroll offering. I don't know if that matters, but just as an FYI. And then if we go to the very bottom here, scroll all the way to the bottom where it says accounting, how to map your payroll accounts. So if we click the little pencil icon from here, we'll be able to identify a more built out option here if we need to. So that is what I am referring to when we talk about the payroll tax mappings. That it's now more built out for you guys to be able to utilize it. Class tracking. We are still only at 1 class per employee, but we are working on it. I promise. That's all I can say right now. But we are working on it. But yeah, those are the 2 big things I always get asked on with payrolls. Hey, can I do more than 1 class per employee? Not yet. That's it. That's all I can say. Yeah. So that's the payroll. The other thing I wanted to just mention payroll, and I know I saw some questions. I'll get to those in just a second here because this is my last slide. Last slide, guys, I promise. Get out of your hair. The last thing I wanted to just kind of mention when it comes to payroll is we've kind of updated our little payroll overview page, or the payroll tax center, as we call it. Again, only applicable if you're using our payroll service, but tax information is missing. The widget will provide you a quick overview of what's still needed. It did this before, but I think they've enhanced it to where it looks a lot cleaner and it looks a little bit better more recently within the last few months. So if you're like me, I would go to the overview of payroll and be like, this looks the same. But it does kind of give you a little bit of a to-do list. This does look like the old one just because of these icons here for me personally. But these are the setup tasks I think they're referring to. It looks a little bit cleaner. So connect your bank, set up your tax preferences. Of course, for me, this is a test file. I'm not going to set up taxes. So asking me to add a bunch of other stuff as well. So this is a great resource. throughout the year when you're running payroll. It shows you all kinds of cool stuff. If you have automated taxes turned on, if you need auto payroll, all kinds of stuff. So highly recommend staying in tune with your payroll service by using the overview page. Awesome. That's actually all I have for you guys today. Nothing else super duper that came out to me that was like, oh my gosh, we have to hear this. But let me get to your questions. You said fixed assets available in advance. Is it also in plus? No, Corey, it is not. Again, fixed assets is only available in QuickBooks Online Advanced. That is why I put it in the advanced section of that PowerPoint for you. So hopefully when you guys get a copy of it, you'll be able to see, okay, these things that are just in the advanced section are just advanced. If you have feedback to let us know, hey, I'd like to see this in plus, that would be a great feedback opportunity. Does it add automatically to the GI balance for fixed assets? No. So yes, it does automatically add. I meant no, that you don't have to do the manual balance entries. I'm so sorry for the confusion. Yes, it automatically adds to the GI balance for fixed assets. Apologies. So yeah, that's the whole point, right? Hopefully. That's all I have for you guys today. Jeanette, is there anything you can think of that you know of that I missed?
You know far more than I do. I was just going to comment that there were tons of valuable tips and tricks in there. And I did want to mention to our attendees that we have scheduled with Leah to do a quarterly What's New in QuickBooks Online update. So we will be having her back here on April 16th. She's an incredible resource, as you can see, having lived inside of the online QuickBooks ecosystem for quite a while here. She knows what she's talking about. So
Thank you.
yes, thank you. That was incredibly awesome. We had tons of great questions. Looks like we just got one more. Do you know when QBO is going to have the progress billing set up?
Progress billing. We have progress invoicing. I'm assuming something different. May need a little bit more information on what you're looking for. But we do have some progress invoicing already.
All right, we'll see. That was from Dot. We'll see if Dot gets back to us. In the meantime, just wanted to mention again that we will be shooting out the links for the QuickBooks Online desktop apps, both Windows and Mac, along with her slides with the live links to tutorials in the follow-up email along with the recording. So we'll have everything there for you. Again, Leah's going to be back with us on April 16th. We just got another question. Off topic, when I transferred from desktop to online, my inventory did not transfer correctly and it is still an issue. Who can I call for help? The support line hasn't been helpful.
Yeah, this might be a question for you, Jeanette, but for me personally, if you're a small business, our support line is going to be the best way to get help from us. Jeanette, I don't know if you guys offer any additional assistance if they work with you.
We do actually. We can take a look at your files, see what's going on, get you an assessment, see what it might take to rectify those things. So I am going to, Leah, would you mind stopping share so I can
Yeah,
share my
sorry
screen?
about that.
Pop our, no worries. I'm going to pop our contact information up here for you guys. If you want to email hello at Out of the Box Technology, call this 800 number. You can visit our website. There are several forms there you could submit, and we can take a look at your files and see what you need. Couple more questions. Are there any automation solutions for credit card reconciliation? I'm currently doing it through a merchant service clearing account manually. That's probably more a question for me. Yes, there are. Again, you would want to talk with one of our account representatives. I'm not sure who we're using at this time, but there are solutions that we can connect you with. Again, they'll want to ask you some assessment questions, kind of get a handle on what kind of volume you're doing and what kind of issues you're running into, and they'll be able to make a recommendation there. And finally, this is Dot, who had the original question about progress billing. We use desktop progress billing, which shows percentages and money billed to date and what is outstanding and monthly billings.
Yeah, not quite there yet, but we do have third-party apps that can help cover those gaps. If you really are truly interested in moving to the online I'll say this at the end of the day. If you don't want to move, that's okay. I understand, right? Got to see the value of being in the cloud in order to move, but we do have solutions to help offer closing those gaps with QBO.
Perfect. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for their time and for coming with such great questions. Leah, thanks again for your expertise. Again, be on the lookout for that follow-up email with the recording of the webinar and all the associated assets. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.